guys, it's Karina here with another video. Sorry it has been so long since I've last posted. I'm hoping to do some more videos this summer and hopefully be posting weekly. So yeah, this video is just going to be a little update video, and then I'm also going to share with you guys some of my experiences from my first year of university. So to start off, just a little update. I officially finished my first year of university online, so that was really exciting. I did psychology this year, and I'm hoping to continue doing psychology, and my minor is Indigenous Studies. And yeah, just what I'm doing right now is I'm currently living with friends, so I'm living with 2 guys and 2 girls. And I am going to be doing support work this summer, so that is essentially working with families who have members who have special needs. So the family I'm working with specifically, I'm going to be working for a young daughter and supporting their family. So I'm really looking forward to doing that this summer. And yeah, so my first year of university, it was incredible. Definitely had a lot of highs and lows, but yeah. It was definitely a difficult year since it was during COVID, and you definitely had to be intentional when making friendships with people, and go out of your way to find friends. For example, I mentioned this in my video with my roommate Shannon, but yeah, we had a French class and I had no idea what happened, so I decided to email someone from the class list. And I emailed this girl named Shannon because my best friend from high school is named Shannon. So I'm like, this must be a good person. So I emailed her, and like we exchanged Instagrams, and then we met up, and we happened to live in the same building. And then I didn't have a roommate, and then she happened to be looking for a new roommate. So like we were able to make it work, and we got to switch up our rooms, and we were able to be roommates. So that was really amazing, and definitely made my experience much better, having someone around to keep me less lonely. So that was really great. So yeah, you definitely have to go out of your way to make those connections, and definitely have to be creative in how you hang out with COVID. You know, just going for walks with people and going outside and trying to find different ways to meet people is definitely something you have to do. And another great way to get involved as well is through clubs. So at the beginning of the school year, I was involved with 3 clubs: the Outdoors Club, the Rock Climbing Club, and the Social Justice Club. 2 of them did get cancelled. The only one that continued was the Social Justice Club, and that was a really amazing club, and definitely kept me like going through the year, and gave me some like schedule and routine, and gave me something to do outside of school that wasn't school. So we did many online events. We did a trivia night, a bingo night, a paint night, and a bake night, and we also did a water walk. So we did lots of fun events, and we did it all online, which is pretty incredible. I've never run a social justice club or been a part of a social justice club online before. All throughout high school I was involved in social justice, but never in that way before. So yeah, it was really an interesting experience. Yeah, so I'm gonna segue into some like tips for online school. So definitely something that's like super helpful is making a schedule and a plan for your online school. Something that was really challenging for me is I really got like overwhelmed, and like I would, since it's online school, I would kind of like pour all my energy into it, and sometimes I would work, you know, from like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. that day and take very little breaks. And that was like really not healthy for me, and I found myself burning out when I did that. So what's hard about online school is you have to build your own schedule, and you have to build in those breaks. So you definitely have to like really make yourself a good schedule, because what's different is, you know, regular school is very structured, and you have the 5-minute breaks between each class, right? And then you get your hour lunch. Whereas you know, being an online school, you need to actually build those things and make sure you're taking those breaks, otherwise you will burn out. So that is something that's like definitely super helpful that I recommend you do. Yeah, and definitely use different study spaces. That is something I wish I would have taken more advantage of. Like, we had a library, but it was like closed on and off this year, so I went a few times. And then in the last month of April, I studied outside a ton with my friends, and that was something that was like super fun, and something I really enjoyed. And then also another cool thing that I got involved in was doing Zumba. They did it like online, and then they had it in person a couple of times, so it was on and off again, and then a couple times I went outside and did it with some friends. So like, once again, just being intentional and finding those opportunities to be creative and get outside and do fun things even though it's COVID, in a safe way, is really something that's great. And yeah, something that was really difficult for me was like, it had been 2 years since I had been in school, so it was definitely a huge learning curve, like trying to figure out how to study again and like what my best learning strategies are and how I learn best, and also like trying to figure out how to do that online in school is like super challenging. So I went to a lot of office hours with my professors and tried to rebuild how I learn and how I learn best. So definitely like be prepared going into university, like knowing that like it's a completely different ballpark than high school, and that like you're gonna have to adapt and learn in a lot of different ways. And definitely like reach out to your professors, they're so incredible, and go to their office hours. They have so many incredible resources that they can give you. Also, I'll link below my professor, Christopher Motz. He taught me second semester for psychology, and he was an amazing professor, and he actually has his own YouTube channel. I'll link it down in the description box, and he has some amazing study strategies that really helped me improve my mark in psychology. So I would highly recommend you check those out if you need strategies to help you study. He has some really great tips and tricks. So yeah, that's kind of like my tips for online school. Those are like the main things, but yeah, definitely reach out. The university has so many different resources, so that's something that's really great. Yeah, and once again, like the courses and professors were just incredible in university. Like, it is crazy how much more opportunity there is in university than there ever was in high school, for me at least. Just the courses, like there were so many amazing diverse courses that I got to take. And like, for example, this year I took an LGBTQ class, and like I would have never been able to take that in high school. Like, the amount of variety they have is just incredible, and the professors are so amazing, like such amazing people. Like, they've all written books, you know, they're successful and have amazing life stories and experiences, so super cool people. Yeah, so that was something I definitely really enjoyed, was meeting professors, getting to know professors, and doing these courses. I would have really enjoyed doing these courses in person, to get to know the professors more, but also I really enjoyed like the small class sizes. Like my seminar class was only 15 people, so that was like one of my favorite classes. So I definitely recommend, like, if you can take a smaller class, do it. Yeah, so now I'm just going to talk a bit about res life, and why I recommend it. So living on residence was awesome. I really liked it. It definitely was isolating at times, like especially with COVID and the rules. Like, you weren't technically supposed to have anyone in your room, so that was very isolating at times, and it was hard being away from home for sure. But it was definitely really great to have the independence of being on my own, having my own space in my own room, and having to clean myself, and yeah. Also, like with the meal plan, I was on the reduced meal plan, so I got to do some of my own cooking, and I had to do my own grocery shopping, so that was some really great experience to kind of gain that independence. So yeah, I definitely recommend residence if you can do that. Yeah, and then kind of moving on to mental health stuff. Yeah, first year is hard, and for me specifically, like I definitely experienced a lot of burnout, so definitely like try to check in with yourself, journal, and reach out for help if you need it. There's so many counseling resources through the university, and that is definitely something that can be highly beneficial. Also, yeah, I at some points definitely did struggle a little bit with homesickness, and being away from home, so definitely just try to reach out if you are feeling lonely. And something that was really difficult for me this year, once again, being, you know, it had been 2 years since I've done school, trying to remember that like grades don't define me. And I've been told this time and time again, but it's something that I always need to be hearing, I think, because I definitely am a perfectionist in a lot of ways, and for me my marks like really matter. But you have to remember, like, you're not in this program because you have the best grades. You're in this program because you're passionate about it and you want to do this for the rest of your life and you love it, right? So that is something that you need to remind yourself of again and again, and also remind yourself that, like, you know, it's your first year and that there is so much time for improvement. And yeah, just it's so important that you remember grades do not define you. That is something that I needed to remind myself of so many times this year. And yeah, just know that like your first year is such a learning curve. You're being exposed to so many new things. Like you're independent, you're living on your own, you're doing university, you're learning how to do school, you're meeting friends. And that's like another thing, meeting friends, it's definitely very overwhelming. And you are starting from scratch. Most people, well at least for me, I had no friends from high school coming to university. I had to completely start from scratch, and I think that can be really challenging, so you definitely need to be yeah, just really intentional. And also, like, even though it was COVID, I still met a lot of people, and I still found myself being overwhelmed by the amount of people I was meeting. And you need to kind of like pick and choose who are your friends, and I think, you know, the best friends are the ones who are interested in being your friend and who want to pursue you too. And when someone's not pursuing you, like, you have to ask yourself if it's really worth that friendship. So that was something I found myself asking myself, like, oh, do I really want to be their friend? They don't really seem like they reach out to me often, you know? So it's about trying to figure that balance out. And yeah, that can definitely be really challenging. And definitely try to find a balance. That is something so important. Like, carve out time for yourself, take care of yourself. That is something I definitely struggled with, like with my social life and then online school, and then also having TV time and chill time. Like, it was hard to balance all of it. So definitely make sure you have a good balance. That definitely can take time to find. And also, like, really make sure you have fun. Like, this is your first year. Carve out time for you to do fun things. Like, you want to have good memories. So yeah, yeah, try to just, I don't know, get creative. It definitely was hard to like find fun things to do during COVID. So like, one of the things me and my friend did, my roommate Shannon, since we couldn't go to bars, we were like, why don't we just wear our bar dresses and, you know, do our own bar night in our dorm room, you know? Like, you just have to like think of cool ways to do things and get fun with it. So yeah, but that was my first year of university and my tips and tricks, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for my next video. See you guys later. Bye.